When you walk out here, you see another incredibly great morning. It's absolutely beautiful. Reflection on the calm water. The mountain on the lake is always spectacular. I don't know, we've owned this place for 23 years now, 22 years, I guess. I never get tired of this. I never, ever get tired of walking out here and looking at that lake. Something about looking at water that is just soothing and comfortable. One of the reasons that people like to fish so much is just simply the surroundings. Watching water moving, watching water being still, watching water rise or lower or whatever, just looking at water. It's fantastic. You can see the water still up on the dock just a little bit, not much, it's dropping. So that means that we're flowing through really good down there. We have to watch that, it gets clogged up. Mr. Beaver likes to clog that spillway up. But it's absolutely a gorgeous morning, fantastic way to start another great day here at the Eagle. Gonna get to fish a little bit. Got friends coming in from a new product called Washout. It's a deal that fits on a water bottle to wash your eyes out. When you get something in your eye, like a piece of wood or a bug if you're running down the lake, or if you're working on your car, maybe a little grease jumps off of something that you're working on and falls in your eye, or anytime you get something in your eye, a safe, quick, easy way, inexpensive way to wash your eye out, and extremely safe. No chemicals, nothing. Use water. This is a kind of a magical invention. Can't wait to show you that. We're gonna do some video on that. I'm gonna fish with the guy that developed it. Really looking forward to this week. Here at the ranch, back at the ranch. What a week. It's actually pretty hard to see Wild Child's babies. They made it through the storm just fine. But that is just on normal shooting through the fence right there. Now y'all see them? Huh? You see them? See them right there? Pretty difficult to see, aren't they? That's right. And that's not real high grass. They both got a big green tag in their ear too, by the way. Looky there. Is that hard to see? Look at that pretty little guy. It's a little girl right there, I think. I can't tell. That tag. That's a boy. That tag's in the right ear. Yeah. To move their head around, it's difficult to tell. The other one is really almost out in the open. It's hard to see. There she is right there. You see she's got the tag in her left ear. Looking really, really beautiful. They'll be up running around. They move around. They move 3 or 4 times during the day. As you can see, they are just absolutely gorgeous. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Yes, they are. Wow, there's all our Canada geese. Okay, we're gonna get a really good look. I looked down through the binocular yesterday and I only saw 2, 4. Well, let's see what we get here. I'll get them all counted up. I only saw 7 babies. 7 babies, not 8. That's 2 bunches there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all I see is 7. Or do I see 8? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 8. I don't see a mama. Maybe that's the deal. Maybe the mama's over at the others right now. The other little bunch over there, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, plus their parents. 4. You know, yep, I see both mamas, I think. Or mom and a daddy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's only 9 in that bunch. So we have lost the baby, because I think both of the adults are there. I think it's adult on this side, this far side, and adult out on the outside. So I think that then we got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in that bunch, and there's 6 in this bunch over here. So we have lost one of the big ones that had 8. One of them is gone, because that's definitely a mom and a daddy there. And only 7 babies. Yep, only 7 babies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Any way you count them. So we've lost a baby. But that's still pretty good for them to raise 8 chicks and get 7 of them at this size. Probably fell victim to an eagle or a hawk or an owl. The chances would be obviously better from a number standpoint of it being a hawk and an owl rather than an eagle. But certainly wasn't a bass that ate something that size. If there's a bass in here that eats something that size, I sure want to catch that fish. That's all I can say. Apache was just telling me this morning, he said, have you seen TC lately? And I said, no, I haven't seen Thundercloud. He said, I haven't either. I haven't seen him in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm really worried about him. I haven't seen him up in any of their fields or anything. And so I was sitting here looking out with my binoculars, seeing if I could find a baby running around. I'm looking, here comes a big buck walking up toward the feeder. And I'm telling you guys and girls, that's TC. I'm just pretty sure that is TC right there. When he gets a little closer, we might be able to tell for sure, but look at the size of his antlers. There's another buck or two out there walking around. That's a smaller buck. There was another buck behind that feeder, but I really believe that's TC. Now he looks over there, he's looking at Wild Child over there in the pen. Wild Child, I got her in her there, her 2 babies in there to kind of keep them separate from the other deer right now. They're back in behind that nursery building right there. That's the nursery that we built to keep deer that were abandoned or their mama wouldn't take care of them or whatever to keep them from dying. But I'm pretty sure that's TC right there. The other deer's walked over there. I don't know if that's the same one or not. I'm zoomed out all the way, so things that kind of weird through there, but I believe that is TC. He walks like TC. He's got big antlers there. They're quite a bit larger than the last time I saw it. It's a smaller buck there. Could be a TC Junior right there, that's for sure. TC stops right behind the tree. Look at how big he is, though, will you? I believe that is TC. Not positive. Another deer we're looking for to come back someday. He's got 2004 on his tag. That deer looks like he's got a tag of some sort. That sure appears to be a smaller buck. That might be his first one. Look how slim and trim he is in comparison with TC. Oh, TC's going to come around where we can get a better look at him or not. But I'm just pretty sure that's him, so that'll make Apache happy. He's so old. I don't know how old, 7, 8, 9 years old. And for him to last that long in the wild is pretty remarkable, actually. And he spent, you know, the first 2 or 3 or 4 years in the pen. He's bred a lot of deer. And I turned him loose right in the middle of the rut to let him get involved in breeding on the outside, which obviously he did. But he's back in behind that feeder. I wish he would come out where we could see him a little bit better. He might get out in the yard here a little bit, I don't know. If he does, we'll try to shoot some video of him. Just like to get a good look at his ears. I got my binoculars laying here. If he comes out, I can look at my binoculars, which is a lot more powerful zoom, obviously, than this iPhone. My iPhone's so old, it's amazing it's even working. You'd think they'd give me a new one or sell me a new one or something. All they do is take my money and laugh all the way to the bank. I believe that's TC, though. See those antlers in between that tree and the trash can? I believe that's TC. That's got to be TC. It's actually got tags in both ears, but they're kind of old and faded out, kind of hard to tell. All right. Well, we'll try to get some more of him if we can. But Apache will be happy. I turned my camera off there after I was talking about Houston and Daniel Arms. And I turn around, and here come a bunch of deer into the yard, and his 3 bucks. I talked about that earlier when I saw what I thought was TC, and I believe that is TC. I thought he might come around in the yard. Looks like they've come around. Now, look at that little buck. He's wanting to play. That's probably TC's son. I believe that is TC. I'm just not sure of that, though. Look at that little guy's got a bunch of antlers, too. But I believe that is his. I'm going to try to look at. I'm not sure that deer's got any tags at all. And he does, just his body just looks like TC, though. Walking by those, look at the geese. They all go this attention in front of, standing between the deer and their babies. They ought to know those deer are not going to look at how big that deer is in comparison to that smaller buck. In fact, in comparison to both of them, that's TC. There's not much doubt about that. They're going to feed out there in that high green vegetation. The rain gauge has been emptied out a lot this year. 34 inches since the 1st of January. 34 inches. We've had several years when that's all we get, or in fact, not even 34 inches sometimes. But that looks good right there. That looks good. Yeah, my buddy Daniel in Houston, Arms, would really like to be out there right now on that lake, throwing that topwater around. I'd like to be with them. You bet. I'm going to do something with Houston here and Daniel sometime pretty soon. Probably this month for sure. Might have to catch him on worms starting pretty quickly. That little bull is almost hidden there. I guess he is hidden now, isn't he? I saw him walking up through there, and then he's been behind the tree and the feeder both for about 10 minutes. So we can't get a good look at how his antlers are growing. And honestly, they're not too big at all. He's gonna maybe move around there a little bit or do something. I zoom in on him, I lose my focus. So. But we're not getting much of a look at him at all, are we? He's managing to stay behind a tree. Every deer hunter, every elk hunter knows that feeling, because that seems to happen quite a bit. But he's got some antlers going. We got a little bit of a look at them. Not near what we wanted to look at them, but he needs to walk off down through the woods or something where we could see. But he's up there after some of that South Fresh deer food. But I think the deers have cleaned it all up this morning. So we'll just let him be for a while. Little baby bull running around by himself. Deer back behind him. Well, just as I turned my camera off, he raised his head up. Now we got more guys coming in behind him there. They made a wide berth around him, didn't they? A couple of nice little bucks. Got some good antlers going there. And more deer coming in. More deer coming in from out there. They're beginning to gather up. Must be about time for that feeder to go off. There comes another one coming in. And the bull, he just stands there waiting. Not paying a bit of attention to anything. Even got birds waiting on the feeder to go off. Look at that, those birds on the burn barrels. Deer coming in from all directions. His horns are pretty good size. It doesn't look like he's going to have much. It's probably his first antlers. He's just a young boy. It's big old animals, though. Look at him move around there, and those deers give him a wide berth. The law of big is definitely in effect right there. No doubt about that. The law of big. Everybody's giving him a pretty wide berth. But Nellie knows that I don't care about having those elk at the feeders, so she'll actually run the elk off, won't run the deer off. Isn't that something? Very, very smart dog. Everything's kind of spreading out, getting around. Bucks and does everywhere. The antlers are growing rapidly. He's hidden back behind the feeder again. Amazing. Looky here what we have. Looky here, looky here. She came across the front yard with him or her. She's only got a single. Probably did have two, but one of them might not have made it or something got it. But that one is beautiful right there. She walked right through the front yard, but she was walking pretty fast. There's several other deer and some geese out there, and she wasn't wanting to dilly-dally around too much. She finally got her baby out walking around. The baby's going to try to get a little breakfast there. How about some breakfast, Mama? Eat some grass there, baby. Is that gorgeous, though? That is absolutely precious. I just love this time of the year. I hate this time of the year also because we have a bunch of babies, and we have some dying, some it's with twins, and then you only have one left, and they have a precarious life, particularly early in their life. If they can make it through here for a couple of 2 or 3 weeks, their odds increase dramatically. If they can make it for 2 or 3 months, they increase even more, and you end up having, of course, adult deer. And those deer live in heaven as well, just like Chris and I do here. So look at that lush grass out there she's walking in, and she's got plenty to eat, and the little baby's just tagging right along with Mama. She talks to that baby and tells that baby what to do and when to lay down and hide and when to run. Baby's already camera trained. He's peeing right in front of the camera. How about that? Oh, wait on me, Mama. Wait on me, Mama. It's just precious. Just absolutely precious. Oh, I love it. I love it. This is so cool. All right, we should start seeing them every day, I hope. That's pretty much all bucks out there right now, I believe. I think there's 5 deer out there, and I think every single one of them's a buck. You just never know what you're going to see. When the feeder goes off or Apache shows up and throws extra food out there, which we do because we have lots of mouths to feed. Great South Fresh deer food from Decatur, Alabama. Those are all 5 bucks, some pretty good sized bucks right there. Every single one of them. Not zoomed in real close. You zoom in, you can see that the antlers are growing pretty well. All the deer are hidden behind the trees there as they move around. Oh, there's a doe right there. I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong. It might be the mama, all them boys. Might be Mama and her boys right there. But I think that there must be 6 deer out there then, because I'm pretty sure I'd seen 5 sets of horns. I see at least 2 right there. Both of those are bucks. At least 2 there. And I thought I saw 2. Well, that's 5, isn't it? That's buck there. Maybe not. Definitely a buck there. That might have been that doe that might have just moved on up there. I don't know. Anyway, hard to see them anyhow. Not a very good video. But a handful of bucks. And 1 or maybe 2 girls. Apache just brought a mule load of deer food. A near load of all the limbs he cut, trimming the road down. Look at that. Apache's behind that tree moving right there. Yeah, he's gonna go put that in the deer pen for the deer. And I'm telling you, they're gonna love it. That's fresh deer food right there. Fresh deer food right there. You're leaving a lot of it on the ground, Apache. Yeah. Well, we need something to feed the mama, wild child. Come here, wild child. Looky here. You know your name, don't you? You know your name, don't you? How about that right there? You want that tree? Huh? You want that tree? Oh yeah, I'll eat that tree. You bet. Look at her go after that. Oh yeah. That's good stuff, huh? That's good stuff, huh? Yeah. Yes, sir. Oh, Wild Child likes it.
Oh yeah, they love it.
It's a way to get rid of those tree limbs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it didn't take her long to scarf that whole thing down. Pretty good, huh? There's a big time treat for the deer right there. You can see that they're really enjoying that. We threw some over for Sally. Sally, you got plenty over here. You got a big one right there yourself, girl. Yeah, your boss brought you some. She's kind of leery of it. Sally says, I'm partial to South Fresh deer food. Oh, yeah, she's going to work on it. Look at this, though. Is this cool? Give us a good chance to look at these antlers right here before we end this video this week. That gives us a great chance to look at the antlers because they're all kind of facing the right direction. Look at that little buck there. Is that amazing? He's going to be a 8 or a 10 point. Prince Charming, of course. Prince Charming is going to be a big one. Big giant antlers. Casper also got a lot of antlers going. This is big, pointing out in a lot of different places. Those knobs turn into more points is what they'll turn into. Plus some webbing. They've got a little bit of everything there. Still no more babies in this pen. Wild Child is the only one that's produced any offspring this year, which is not too good. But they should start coming pretty quick. They will eat every single limb. That's quite a treat to them there. Apache's also cutting limbs, and instead of just cutting them, leaving them laying in the wood, he's cutting them and bringing them to the pens for the deer. Where's your babies, Apache? I looked over there and I didn't see them. Oh yeah, I see. They're both laying there together, aren't they? I'll be. Yeah. They're really hard to see. Right there. There's one. There's the other one. You see him moving his head there. All you can see is the head. There's the other one. You can see the spots. They're camouflaged up really well. All right, guys and gals. I don't know how many minutes we have, but we probably have plenty. Everybody have a great week out there. We'll see if we can't have some more babies. And we'll see some wild babies as well. Wild Child, you're a really good mama. You've done a really good job right there with that little set of twins. And they've grown quite a bit already. They're only just a few days old. Well, they're about not quite a week old yet. Not even a week old. And they're just absolutely gorgeous. Made it through all the storms. Some more storms coming tomorrow. Maybe the next day. There's a big time treat for the deer right there. You can see that they're really enjoying that. We threw some over for Sally. Sally, you got plenty over here. You got a big one right there yourself, girl. Yeah, your boss brought you some. She's kind of leery of it. Sally says, I'm partial to South Fresh deer food. Oh, yeah, she's going to work on it. Look at this, though. Is this cool? Give us a good chance to look at these antlers right here before we end this video this week. That gives us a great chance to look at the antlers because they're all kind of facing the right direction. Look at that little buck there. Is that amazing? He's going to be a 8 or a 10 point. Prince Charming, of course. Prince Charming is going to be a big one. Big giant antlers. Casper also got a lot of antlers going. This is big, pointing out in a lot of different places. Those knobs turn into more points is what they'll turn into. Plus some webbing. They've got a little bit of everything there. Still no more babies in this pen. Wild Child is the only one that's produced any offspring this year, which is not too good. But They should start coming pretty quick. They will eat every single limb. That's quite a treat to them there. Apache's also cutting limbs, and instead of just cutting them, leaving them laying in the wood, he's cutting them and bringing them to the pens for the deer. Where's your babies, Apache? I looked over there and I didn't see them. Oh yeah, I see. They're both laying there together, aren't they? I'll be. Yeah. They're really hard to see. Right there. There's one. There's the other one. You see him moving his head there. All you can see is the head. There's the other one. You can see the spots. They're camouflaged up really, really well. All right, guys and gals. I don't know how many minutes we have, but we probably have plenty. Everybody have a great week out there. We'll see if we can't have some more babies. And we'll see some wild babies as well. Wild child, you're a really good mama. You've done a really good job right there with that little set of twins. And they've grown quite a bit already. They're only just a few days old. Well, they're about not quite a week old yet. Not even a week old. And they're just absolutely gorgeous. Made it through all the storms. Some more storms coming tomorrow. Maybe the next day. Okay, you can see what's going on there. They're working on that. Lots of leaves. Enjoying those leaves. Good close look at all the horns, all the antlers. That's gonna be a big buck right there too. All right, guys and girls. Let's end with those 3 bucks right there close together. Y'all have a great one. Remember, I sure do love you. Love you. Yes, I do. I sure do love you.